Okay, good evening and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun Benzion. Today's daf is Nazir daf Hey, number 5. In yesterday's Iyun Benzion, I talked about how, based on the art scroll's explanation of destroying your hair, there was a story with a person who took a Nazirus upon himself because he saw a reflection of himself, how beautiful he was, and he wanted to grow long hair. And because he didn't want his Yetzer Hara to attack him because he was so beautiful. So it sounds like from the Gemara that he made himself disgusting by growing a long hair. The article says a different explanation that, the Shaches, the Shimon HaTzadik saw him and he said, what did you see to destroy your hair? He said, at the end of Nazirus, when you finish your Nazirus, you shave your head. That's what he was talking about. But I said, that's not what it's talking about. I was talking about growing your hair long. It's disgusting to be a Nazir, to not shave your hair for a long time. People who have really long hair, they don't look good. So, but the problem is that, some Mefarshim, the Ibn Ezra says, Yafli, it's an amazing thing he's doing. Nezer is, comes from the root of a crown. A Nezer really means a crown. So it's like a princely type of thing to do. Is it really? I mean, if you're making yourself disgusting. And furthermore, we have a lot of problems with this because today's daf, first of all, the Mishnah. The Mishnah says, Tam Nazir Shloshim Yom, the shortest Mishnah I've ever seen. Regular Nazirus was how many Nazir? A regular Nazirus, right? The classical case of the Nazir, it's only 30 days. So, for example, I went and got a haircut. I'm a Nazir. Okay. I'm going to get, without my Nazirus, I get a haircut in a month and a half. I wouldn't get a haircut within 30 days. So, what are you really doing over here? Are you really making yourself disgusting? And also, there's a Triya Machlokas. A Nazir Olam, he takes the Nazirus for the rest of his life, as opposed to a Nazir Shimshon, he's allowed to go ahead and get a haircut at, various intervals when his hair gets very heavy. So it's Matruya Machlokas. Rebbe says 12 months. But the other two opinions, one says 30 days and one says 7 days. 7 days. What kind of COVID do you really have? What kind of, is your hair really that heavy? If you go 7 days without getting a haircut, your hair is really heavy. So what's going on over here? So after seeing this daf, because again, I don't learn ahead. I learn with you. Every daf is new for me. And even though I've learned these Gemaras before, I don't remember them. Like some of these people with photographic memories. So, I'm familiar with the Gemaras, but I don't remember them. So I have to readjust what I'm saying based on this. But I always say like this, that yes, it is true. Kiafli, the Ibn Ezra says, a Nezer, he's a prince. And it's true. Stam Nazirus, I guess it is, right? If you take a Nazirus for 30 days, you can't cut your hair. Think about it. Someone who says, I'm going to cut my hair, he gets a haircut, I'm taking a Nazirus now. 30 days, going to get a haircut. In a certain sense, right? Not consuming alcohol, which is really what the Isra of Iyun is, not having alcohol, not getting a haircut for 30 days, but saying I'm going to get a haircut, because at the end of your Nazirus, you have to get a haircut, you have to shave your head. So, and also, not with Tamal Mason, it's kind of, it is kind of a princely type of thing, you don't get your hands dirty, you don't go bury people, you don't go to the cemetery, you don't drink alcohol, you're a teetotaler, you're a delicate type of person. And you're a person that makes sure your hair is very, is taken care of once every 30 days, you're getting a haircut. That's pretty good. You look pretty good if you get a haircut once every 30 days. So I have to readjust what I'm saying. And maybe there's different types of Nazirus. And it's actually interesting because the Gemara and Dalam and Beis, where the story, where I was coming from, and actually, if you look carefully at the story, Shimon HaTzadik said, Lo achalti asham nazir tameh, right? I never ate nazir tameh. Now, a nazir tohor, right? If he was regular nazir, he had 30 days, and then he brought karbanos, he would eat the karbanos. When a nazir becomes tameh, he has to not only bring certain karbanos, but he also has to, and asham is one of them. That's what Rav Shimon HaTzadik was talking about. He also has to start counting again. Now, and the reason he was so upset, he didn't want to eat from an Asham Nazir Tameh is because a lot of times people can't keep the Naziris. They keep it for 15 days. And they become Tameh. And then they try counting again, become Tameh again. It ends up being, the Naziris just goes on for a long time. It can go on for 60, 70 days, 3 months. And then, right, so that's when he only by Nazir Tameh. By Nazir Torah, he would eat the karbanos because he's princely. He looks better than regular people. He's princely. However, by Nazir Tameh, that would be in the category of what a person would say, I'm a Nazir for 3 months. I'm a Nazir for, I'm a Nazir for forever, right? Nazir Olam, we paskin, right? It's a 3 Machlokas on our daf. We paskin like Rebbe, that Nazir Olam, the COVID, which makes sense, right? That their hair is only considered heavy on your head after 12 months. I mean, 12 months is a long time, but 30 days is not heavy on your head. I go, for a haircut once every 6 weeks or 2 months. So it's not heavy after 30 days, but after a year, it is heavy on your head. So therefore, a Nazir Olam or a Nazir over a specified long amount of time, that is someone who is kind of disgusting. Like his hair is really long. He's a disgusting type of person. Not even disgusting, but if you're not going to bury other people, they're not going to bury you, right? You're sort of ostracizing yourself from society. And someone who also says that he's not going to drink alcohol, right? To go to a l'chaim one time, or to go to someone's house on Friday night and they pass around, the Johnny Walker, the black label, the expensive stuff, and you want a shot. No, I don't want a shot. Okay, fine, one time. But if you, for every time you go to the guy's house for 12 months, you're not drinking alcohol, right? You're going to be ostracized. You're not part of the community, Of course, you have to be 21 before you drink. But, you're not part of society. That's what people do. People drink. I'm not saying you should smoke, but people do drink, and there's nothing wrong with drinking. I personally prefer drinking something which tastes good, like a cocktail. If you're gonna drink something, don't just drink Johnny Walker or Jack Daniels. I mean, even number 7. You gotta have a mixed drink, taste something good, or at least champagne. But Bartanura is basically the same thing as champagne. But to make sure it tastes good, but you're going to be ostracized. If you're not doing it for a long period of time, for a 12-month period, a 3-month period, you're going to be ostracized from community. So it comes out, we're going to have to deal with this in the Masechta. There's actually a Nazirus which makes you like a prince, right? You're better, you're above other people. You're like princely. I'm not going to go bury other people. I'm a teetotaler. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm going to make sure my hair every 30 days gets a haircut. And then there's an opposite Nazir with ostracizing society, where he's saying, I'm not going to be part of regular people. To the other extreme, right? Not that I'm above people, I'm below other people. I'm not gonna, worry about other people's burials. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna look terrible. I'm not gonna drink with my buddies. So at that point, so it comes out there's 2 different types in Nazir. I'll have to talk about this going forward, and maybe it's alluded to in different parts in the Torah. But I think based on today's daf, you have to say that there's 2 different types in Nazir. There's a Nezer, where you're a prince, and Nazir, right, which means also. I think it means, I've seen explanations like jump away from something. When you're jumping away from society, a Nazirus that's longer than 30 days, let's say for a year, or Nazir Olam, something like that, where the halacha is you get a haircut every 12 months. So that is more severe. And that's like Yazir, like to jump away from society, as opposed to Nezer, which is like a crown, become like a prince. 2 different extremes. Hope you enjoyed tonight's share. We'll talk more about this going forward. See you in the next one.